Hello and welcome to News Central Television. My name is Mazino Epelle. The top stories this hour. Joint security briefing holds at the headquarters of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission in Port Harcourt ahead of local government elections. And cholera outbreak kills 8, infects over 200 in Zamfara. Court in Equatorial Guinea convicts son of President Theodoro Mbasogo for selling national airplane. Details coming up shortly. Welcome again. We begin with politics this evening. A joint security briefing was held at the headquarters of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission in Port Harcourt. The meeting came as preparations for Saturday's local government elections in the state hits top gear.
We are going to be conducting an election, and they are going to participate in election as security is concerned. And we need to adhere strictly to what concerns us. I want to also make you to know that we're in a state of emergency, and there are some powers that we have in that state of emergency. All to ensure things go well and to be decisive in our decision when the chips are down. We don't want the situation whereby the security agencies are the one that will cause problem in the smooth running of this election. There are going to be video cameras. Observers are going to come from different places. You know quite well the rules that guide our conduct, including not being visible with any arm at the polling booth. If there's any reason for distress call, we have our men strategically located in different places that will come out to assist when there are security threats. Also, VIPs are not supposed to bring their escort or whatever close to the polling booths. That day. There are lots that you go through in the pamphlet, including soliciting for votes, tampering with money, exchanging money, and what have you.
Now joining us, we have political analyst Epelle and public affairs analyst Wisdom Chapp-Jumbo, who will join us later. Mr. Epelle, you're welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. How would you assess the efficiency of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, RSIEC, in terms of voter education as we are moving toward the election for this weekend, Mr. Epelle?
I think I would just describe them as a bunch of busybodies who have no idea the level of preparedness that is required for an election like this. They're just on a rampage to deplete and cut away the resources that belongs to the people of River State. They are unprepared. Many of them are very unprofessional. They did not exhibit any preparedness to show that they have the capacity and the competence to organize an election, especially election that speaks to grassroots democracy. It's just a mockery of democracy. Now we see them agitated and trying to bring security into a type of election that the suspended governors had without any form of security. I don't see the preparedness that is required for election of this sort. I don't see the knowledge and competence that should be exhibited by the umpire of election of this sort. So, in terms of preparation, I don't even want to talk about inclusivity. They are lost completely about what to do. And if they have anything contrary to what I'm saying, they should bring it and show us, It's just a horrid election that is that they have decided to have in order to ensure that when the elected governor comes back, he would just be a stooge. Having all the local government chairman, all of them in, so to speak, the other party, and of course, him sitting there, he would just sit as a stooge of those who are trying to manipulate the democratic process.
All right, Mr. Epelle, let me talk to Mr. Chapp-Jumbo now. Mr. Jumbo, thank you for joining us. As you heard, very little confidence there from Mr. Epelle. So, Mr. Jumbo, I'm wondering how much of the constitutional and legal tension is rooted in political rivalry within the Rivers State political class. All through last year and the start of this year, we were all embroiled in following that story. So how much of, legal tension do you think is rooted in the political rivalry within the Rivers State political class?
Well, at the moment, I don't think there's any tension in any way. The state has moved on. The elections and preparedness are on top gear. The elections on Saturday, I think everyone is looking forward to it. Everyone is ready and prepared because we need to move the state forward from where it was just a couple of months ago. So I don't think there's any tension of any kind. If you are looking even in the media and all of that, you see that the campaigns by political actors are going on smoothly well across all the local governments, and everybody is really prepared to vote on the 30th of August.
So what's your confidence level? So what is your confidence level?
My confidence is indeed high. In my local government, for example, some of us, just returned, from campaigns, which we have had the grand finale. Remember, by the RSIEC calendar, by 12 midnight today, all campaigns should have ended in preparation for the election. And transversing around our local government, everywhere is peaceful, people are ready, and there's no tension at all in any way. So I think my confidence level is indeed very high. This RSIEC has shown professionalism in the delivery of this election, and things are indeed moving on swiftly and smoothly. As you can see, the security meeting held today, and I think in different local governments, the different actors have also gone ahead to sign, peace parts to ensure that everything goes well. Just to remind you, by RSIEC publications, we have about 17 political parties who will be participating in this election. In my local government, for example, I think I've been able to see about 4 to 5 political parties who will be contesting for chairmanship, and all of them were, at the security meeting, about yesterday or 2 days ago, to also sign, some peace parts and agreement that they are going to conduct themselves properly for the election, and it will be peaceful. So I think my confidence is indeed high, and we are ready to go and vote. Just to remind you, the essence of this election is that at the third tier of government, it did not exist at some point, according to the Supreme Court, nullifying that election that was purportedly held last year, October 5th. It leaves the third tier of government at the grassroots empty, and a huge vacuum that indeed we shouldn't allow.
Okay, Chapp-Jumbo.
To continue. Yes.
All right, Chapp-Jumbo, that's a very, on the spectrum of, between you and Mr. Epelle, is two totally different things here regarding your confidence level and what you're expecting, or your expectations from RSIEC. However, we do have new central correspondent, Omoniyi, who is in Port Harcourt currently. Niyi, thanks for joining us this evening. Please do tell us, how are the people of Port Harcourt gearing up for the elections this weekend?
Having me, Mazino. Well, we are currently at Ikoku area, at the state's capital, Port Harcourt, with Rivers State. Activities are going on as usual, and everyone's going about their businesses the same way. We, however, got few information before now. It's important to note that this is not the first local government election, the last one held with a push from the suspended governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, back in October 2024, and it held with withdrawal of the police, security operatives in general. And this one is going to be, of course, pushed by the sole administrator, which has been set to oversee the affairs of the state since the state of emergency was declared. Enough talk about me, though. Let's talk to the indigents. Let's know what they feel, how they're feeling as we look forward to this local government election. And I'm here with one of the residents of Port Harcourt. Let's start with your name, sir.
My name is Isaacs.
Okay. The last local government election held in October last year by the suspended, it was pushed by the suspended the governor back then. And this is another election. It seems we are appointing the same set of people. You're looking forward to another set of people. Did you vote at the last local government election? And what are you expecting for this election? Are you going to vote?
Yes, I voted at the last election, and I'm not going to vote.
Why?
So first of all, are we having an election or are we having a selection? Because the standards to which an election is supposed to run, we're obviously seeing that is not happening. You're seeing the same set of people picking themselves across convenient party lines without the interest of the common man who they want to lead. It is simply a game of a class detecting for themselves who they think is suitable to sit somewhere and give them what they want to give. The common man is not the interest of this very election. Painfully as it is, we will be cajoled through campaigns and through whatever is supposed to be a means that's supposed to make us come out to vote. But the question is, when we go to the polling unit during this election, are we going to go back home with the excitement, with the optimism that the people we want are going to sit there? We all know the answer is going to be negative. So why do I want to come out and vote?
So where is the lack of confidence? Is it the fact that you feel that RSIEC won't deliver, or the issues with the class, or the issues that your votes won't count? Which is it for you?
The issue is that the state, first of all, is not democratically ready for an election.
What do you mean by that?
We don't have a governor. This is my opinion. So to every standard to which the constitution of the country is supposed to run, in this state it has been broken, refurbished to suit certain expectations, right? So, and the common man is not blind to these details. So since we are so small as a people that the democracy that is all we have is not respected, do you think that it is sensible that we come and stay under the sun and under the rain to put our votes for people who we don't know, who have literally done their campaigns in where they think is necessary? We've heard them talk. What is the people-oriented projects they have? It is only a gang coming to do the bidding on who they want. I am not ready to go through that emotional torment of putting somebody in power that I will not be able to hold him responsible.
But permit me to ask, if Governor Siminalayi Fubara is reinstated today and a local government election should be conducted, would you come out to vote then? Does it change anything for you?
If the governor I voted is back and he's the one running the election, I won't just come out to vote. I will ensure that anybody working under me who is a friend will come out to vote, because for the first time in the history of Rivers State, we saw a true leader emerge. He made us believe again. He made us trust the process. And once again, politicians took him off the space.
Okay, Niyi, hopefully we'll be able to get you back so that the young man can conclude his entry there. But we want to come back to our studio, to our guests we have online. Mr. Epelle, you saw the young chap there. And of course, I'm wondering how that reinforces your earlier submission regarding your lack of confidence in RSIEC for this election. But in furtherance to that, how do you think it's going to affect turnout, seeing a sample of the electorate here in this young man, how would it affect turnout, do you think?
I am sure that my brother Jumbo listened to the man and how he totally wiped out every point he made, as he contradicted it absolutely well. I think there's also something that Mr. Jumbo didn't tell us, is the fact that he said 17 political parties, I would say 18. 2 APCs are dragging themselves around. The faction that is from Bekay, you know, Chief Bekay, and the other one that is from Tony Okosha. So you have 2 warring factors in one political party. So if going by what he said, if it's true that 17 political parties have are participating, I think he forgot to mention that it's actually 18, because there are 1 APC, APC 1, APC 2, you know. However, that's not even the point. Truth, you can try to embellish the truth, but you can't hide it forever. That young man has spoken everything I would have said, because I am very close to the people. I get information firsthand that the people are not going to participate in this election. It's a shame, it's a sham. It is an absolute show of shame. Take it or leave it. But whatever happens, you will see a reenactment of the political stooges coming back to take and to enjoy what they left.
All right,
it
Mr.
will be another term of total anarchy and looting.
All right, Mr. Epelle. Mr. Jumbo, I will come back to you, but I am being told that we have another of our correspondents in Obiakpor local government area in Rivers State, and that's Biola Festus. Biola, thanks for joining us. We earlier asked Niyi how the electorate are preparing for the elections come Saturday, but Biola, do tell us how the election officials are preparing for the elections.
The election officials have told us everyone's ready for the election. Everything is code in motion. Non-sensitive materials have been dispatched.
We seem to be having yet problems with the connection with Biola Festus there, so we will be coming back to our guests. Now, Mr. Jumbo, regarding the submission made by the young man there being interviewed by our correspondent Niyi, what do you think? Also, remember the input by Mr. Epelle. What's your conclusion regarding the electorate and how, well, geared up they are for the elections?
Thanks, Mazino. I mean, I'm not going to join words with my senior uncle, Mr. Epelle, but I'm going to tell you this. In the last proportional election of October 5th, Mazino, I didn't vote because I believe strongly in that electoral process, you know, or that process did not go through what it should have been. So I didn't vote, and I had my issues also with how RSIEC at the time was organizing that election, as they also did not follow due process. Look, every citizen is entitled to their opinion. I'm not, that gentleman that spoke is entitled to his opinion. Sometimes citizens also speak from a point of lack of knowledge on the issues. So you really indeed cannot blame most of them. But be it as it may, you know, the election will happen on the 30th. And all due process to that election has indeed been followed by RSIEC. So it's going to happen. RSIEC also responded, like my senior uncle said, about APC and the 2 fraction. RSIEC has also responded to that particular issue. We are hearing just today a court in Port Harcourt has also dismissed a case to try to stop the election. Look, Mazino, if we don't have this election on the 30th of August, we leave or will continue to leave a huge vacuum at the local government. That's why we try to sensitize citizens a lot to understand how electoral process, you know, are being done, and also how political parties pick their candidates through the primaries and all of that. If you don't educate yourself on those processes, you maybe speak like how that gentleman has spoken. But we that, of course, are part of the political party process, we know how candidates, emerge through primaries and the modalities and modus operandi of parties to select their candidates for parties, for elections. But if you don't know some of these things, you may come and speak ignorantly. It does not in any way erase, what the facts are when we speak about these issues. In 2023 general elections, there were people that didn't vote in 2023 when we had the general elections. And they also had their issues in different shapes and form. So citizens will always have their issues in elections, and some of them will decide not to vote or not. But we have to remind citizens always that it is indeed important, to vote in the elections, as you can't leave that vacuum, indeed, as you need to participate in the process. So, but I will tell you, Mazino, all due process have been followed for the August 30th elections in Rivers State, and the RSIEC is on top gear. Some people speak, from virtually from the locations they may be in, but sometimes you need to visit your local government and visit your ward to familiarize yourself with how things are going. I will tell you, Mazino, what I see on ground in my local government is that people are ready for the election. Okay. If I could send you some videos to see how massive the campaign rallies were today, you will see that people are indeed involved, and they want to see that elected officials return to the local government. If we don't have this election on August the 30th, that vacuum we are going to create at the local government will further create, a deeper crisis for the state. And you have to refer to the February 28th Supreme Court judgment, to see how deep the issues will be if we don't have a local government elected officials, at the top tier of government in Rivers State. It means civil servants may not be paid. It means things may not run smoothly at the grassroots level. So this election on the 30th of August is dependent on quite a lot of things.
All right, then, Chapp.
So I will not join issues with anyone at this time. Even, like I said, I respect the views of that gentleman on the street who spoke. I wish you can also sample many opinions of many other persons. One person's view will not indeed invalidate what the facts are about this election.
Chapp, let's say thank you very much. Your opinions are valid, as well as Mr. Epelle. I want to say thank you very much as well, and to our correspondents who joined us for the information they brought on ground in Rivers State. We look forward to the elections come Saturday. Thank you, gentlemen.